So in this video, I want to talk about a personality test that I've been working with for the past couple years. It's called the Enneagram. And so it's a super complicated name, but it's a test that was created by Oscar Ichazo and Claudio Naranjo. And really they were just trying to find a way to better categorize people's basic personality types. Just realizing that everyone's created differently, but there's some things that tend to overlap when you look at similarities in people, and they wanted to map it out in such a way that could actually help people better understand themselves and their own tendencies when they encounter trauma or stress or joyful situations or when they get mad. And so basically it's a test that can be taken online. And there's a free version, or you can take a more extensive one that costs around $12, and it'll ask you a series of questions about yourself that you need to answer honestly and just go with your gut. And then at the end, it'll tell you your Enneagram number or your personality type. And so the idea behind this is that it's just everyone you can maybe have a mix, like a couple numbers that you score high in, but really the idea is that everyone has one basic personality type that they tend to continue to go back to. And so the creators of the test believed that there's actually 9 types that really describe how people's personalities are made up. And so when I first heard about this, I was actually really skeptical. Didn't necessarily believe in it, or I thought, why is there only 9? There's got to be more, and how can it be mapped out? It just seemed too weird to me. But my boss actually made everyone on our staff take it, with the idea that knowing your own number and knowing the numbers of the people around you and the people you work with could actually help you better communicate with one another, and especially in times where you're stressed out and sometimes words just come out, or and the idea was that in knowing somebody else's number, you could actually open your mind up a little bit more to their perspective. And personally, it has helped me a ton in that, where I feel like I know myself a little bit more, and it's to really see like the tendencies or the personality traits written on paper, and know that as I'm reading these things, it resonates with me, has helped me with my own personal progress a lot more. But it's also helped me with the people around me be a better friend and or a better coworker, and see their perspective, because not everybody thinks the same way, and not everybody reacts to situations the same way either. So nowadays, I took the test like a couple years ago, and so even now I still listen to podcasts or read books just about this, the Enneagram, a little bit more, because there's just so much to learn about it and from it. It's not just like you get your number and then you have everything figured out. It's actually really complex. So I wanted to at least read the different personality types. I'm not going to go into detail, but just so you get an idea of the kind of types that there are in the Enneagram. So type 1 is called the reformer. Type 2, you're called the helper. Type 3 is the achiever. Type 4 is the individualist. Then you have type 5, the investigator. 6 is the loyalist. 7 is the enthusiast. Type 8 is the challenger, and then type 9 is the peacemaker. And so the idea is, you take the test, and then they, will give you an idea. If you take the basic one, the free one, it just tells you, an overview of this is what you might be. But if you take the one online, then the more extensive one, it'll map out everything of show you your scores and all the numbers, But the big thing that they try to drive home and really get across is that no one number or personality type is better than another number. The way that they, explain it, they talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of every single one. Because there's some that kind of sound good, like the helper, that sounds like a really good one. The loyalist, or enthusiast, that sounds really good. But then it talks about, in times of trouble or in stressful, difficult times, even the helper, kind of like the negative side of that would be people-pleasing and possessive. So you get to see, well, those kind of things aren't really good. And that's why I truly, enjoyed this test, because it goes through not just, the happy, perfect stuff that everybody, wants to be. It actually goes through even talking about trauma and how you act if you are mad and pissed off. And so, yeah, everything, it's just like anything else in the world. It's not perfect, but I at least wanted to share it because it has helped me a lot. So, yeah, if you're interested in checking it out, or even, you don't have to take the test, but just reading up on it, you can just Google Enneagram test, and even if you spell it wrong, Google will probably know what you're trying to say anyway. So, yeah, hope y'all enjoy it and go check it out.